Can I just ask you,
Okay.
say this was a situation with you and your man.
Hmm.
How do you think your man would take that situation? And if you don't want to share that, how do you think the situation should have been handled?
Hey guys, and welcome back to your favorite podcast with the girls here.
Another episode on the books.
Yes, definitely. And Amanda just screwed up my whole thing. I had a whole like intro in my head, and then she just distracted me right before we started. So
Listen, girl, you could have kept on right on with it. I would have rolled right there with you.
yeah, you would have, but I get thrown off very easily. So
Oh, you should be used to me by now.
mm, that I should be, but you seem to be on a different level today. So I don't, I don't know what's happening.
On 100 today. On 100.
I see that. I see that.
Got my new comfy chair. Look at me just swiveling back and forth a little bit.
Well, good. I'm
Okay.
glad you're comfortable. That's important.
Yes, girl.
That's good.
Mhm.
But I need to tell you something that is like so crazy and it has me very like tripped out. And I don't know why I'm hearing feedback. Can you hear feedback? Is this just me?
Um, Not quite sure, but
Okay. All right. Well, if I hear my echo, then I guess it's just in my head. I don't know why I hear an echo. Anyways, we'll just we'll just deal with it. But in case you guys can hear it too, I apologize.
just fix your cord a little bit, if anything.
No, I did that already, but I don't know. I hear myself in my headphones, and I shouldn't hear that.
Oh, hmm
So I don't know.
Jesus. We just podcast for 10,000 years at this point, and your girls still can't get it. We are like, this technical side of things is not for us, you know?
No, it's not. We need to like work with a company who can actually like do all that stuff for us. We don't have to
Oh,
worry
I
about it.
know. I know. We need to be so much less of small business and grow.
Yes, facts. But anywho, since I got that out of the way, even though it's gonna really mess with me hearing this all the time, but can I just tell you how I'm pretty confident that I am officially a part of a scam?
A scam?
Yes, like, I'm so confused. So, a few months ago, back in, like, October, I got this email saying that I made a purchase through it's just try to follow me because I don't really understand it myself, but basically, I got some kind of an email from PayPal saying that there was a transaction that was made for, like, $45.
Hmm.
And then right after that, I got an email telling me that, like, I created account with Dell, and it was also related to this, like, $45 charge. So I was
Mm.
like, "What the hell?" Like, I don't recall making a charge, and it went through, like, my bank and everything because I had my account, like, set up through PayPal.
Right.
And so I, like, called the bank and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, like, I didn't make this purchase, like, can you cancel it, whatever?" And they were able to. I, like, disabled my PayPal, like, I don't use that anymore because I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, that's,
Right. Yeah, no,
like,
that's
wild.
far from secure.
And this was, like, months ago, right? But, like, tell me why I've gotten a few emails since from Dell telling me that, like, I have an invoice of this $45 that, like, I need to pay because I canceled it with, like, my bank transaction or something. And I'm like, I don't know.
What?
It didn't look real. Like, the email didn't really, like, look legit,
Hmm.
although it, like, kind of did at the same time, but I'm also like, I don't
No.
have a Dell account that, like, I'm aware of, so I'm like, totally weird. But then today, I got another email saying, like, "Hey, like, you still have this, like, outstanding balance, like, please,
What?
like, reach out to us," and they had, like, an invoice attachment and stuff, but I didn't click
Hmm.
on it because 'cause I'm like, I'm not
Right.
not clicking on shit. And then on my way home, I got a phone call from this, like, random number. It said something like Advanced Technologies or something, and I didn't answer it, and then they left me a message, and it was the same bitch that sent me an email from this Dell company telling me that, like, I owe this money. And I'm just like,
How the hell do you owe them money if you don't even have business with them?
I because they're saying I do, and they're saying it's related to, which is the other weird part, is that the purchase is saying that it was an Xbox gift card, which doesn't sound far off from something that I would do for, like, my boyfriend or something.
Okay.
but I don't recall making such a purchase. He doesn't remember me making such a purchase and giving him anything. So
Right.
I'm kind of like, I don't know, is someone out there like studying me and like knowing that like I would do
Hmm.
this or something? It's like
Right.
it's mad weird, but like what does PayPal, Dell, and Xbox have to do with each other? You know what I mean?
They all can get scammed.
Like
So that's
I don't it's just
one
like
common denominator.
it's the weirdest thing because like they're not like related companies. You know what I mean? Like I've bought things from Xbox before, but like that's Microsoft. Like what does that have to do with Dell?
Right. That no, that junk is really weird. Something definitely isn't adding up. And so your bank reimbursed you that charge,
Yeah.
which is great. And did you like file a claim with PayPal?
I don't even know, to be honest. I feel like I was like trying to do things, but it's so hard to like figure out
No,
like
it's
what to
true. They
do.
don't make it when it comes to stuff like that, sites never make it easy or simple for you to just be like, "Hey, my money was taken for no good damn reason.
Right. And it was so
I
long
need this to
ago,
not
I
happen
don't
again."
yeah. I don't remember exactly what I did, but I know I canceled my PayPal account, so
Right.
I don't know, but,
That's
like, these people have
wild.
my name, they have my address, they have my phone number, my email, like, the
Mm,
fuck?
which they were able to most likely just get from through PayPal.
It had to have been through PayPal.
Yeah, no, that's a problem.
It is.
Yeah, I really couldn't even give you the best advice in the situation because I don't even know what I would do, but just hearing about it all at once right now, I wouldn't even know the best way to go about that. Like, what the fuck?
I don't either.
It's just I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Like, why are you taking my stuff? Which I think is great you canceled your account with PayPal, but I think more is needed. And I say that because you're still being contacted about some bull. So
Yeah, like, these motherfuckers like, if this is truly a scam, like, they are persistent as fuck, and, like, I totally understand why, like, older people fall for this because,
yeah, they make
like
it seem real.
yeah, it's insane, like, there's no
Hmm.
reason why you should still remember me and be following up with me, like, 6 months, like, after the fact, and then having the nerve to call me, like, the fuck?
Right. Have you reached out, like, have you, like, looked up Dell customer support or whatever and reached out to them directly without
Yeah, I've tried to, and I don't think I ever got a response back from them, and I also
uh
Googled the phone number that they had, like, in the email to call for
Right,
customer service, and it actually was, like, mismatched because it kind of came up as, like, a real Dell phone number, but then there was also things that of other people asking, like, "Is this a scam?"
right.
So, it wasn't really clear if it's even a real phone number or not.
Ooh, y'all better be careful out there because if this is happening to Cassie, I don't know. Ooh, sorry about my mic. I don't know how many other people this is happening to, but that's an issue. And it's crazy because it makes me think about how there's so many of those scammy type of calls that are coming through nowadays when
Mhm.
it seems like there was a period of time when it wasn't happening. And then out of nowhere, pretty much after COVID, it all seemed to like kick back up and be a thing again where it's just all these scam numbers. My man, he'll have the baby answer the phone sometimes, which I think is hilarious. Like he'll answer and then they're like talking and the baby's just like babbling back in the phone and they just hang up because they're so mad.
Oh gosh, and I don't even bother answering. If it's that
Yeah.
important, someone will leave me a message.
No, it's very true. Some of the numbers do look legit, like you said. Some of them will look legit. But in most cases, I honestly don't answer the phone. Like I say to you all the time,
Mhm.
I stay on do not disturb, so I'm not even getting the call anyways. Like you said, if it's important enough, I'll see the voicemail. If not, then I've
Right.
had random phone numbers call me from Greece, and I think another one called me. I want to say I don't think it was Russia, but it was like Greece and another country,
Mm.
and it was super random. I don't know. I find things like that to be too much of a problem and
Yeah.
so unnecessary. Like, what are you bugging me for?
It is, and it's like, okay, like, say I fell for it and, like, gave them this $45, like, I'm sure that they would be able to, like, charge more or whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh, of
Like, they're not
course,
just out to
of
get me for
course.
$45, so
They're
it's
telling you 45, but that shit says 4,500 or 450,000, you don't know what that is in there,
yeah,
but
I don't know, and the more I
huge
think
red
about it,
flag.
I'm like, that phone number that called me today, like, how I said it said, like, advanced technologies or something or whatever, like, it still
Mhm.
sounds techy, but I'm like, wouldn't it say Dell?
Ideally, right.
You know, like, if you ever have, like, a call with, like, one of those major companies, I'm pretty sure on your caller ID it says, like, what the company is. I think.
Usually, if it's gonna say a name, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just the whole thing
Yeah,
just has me, like,
super
really thrown.
weird.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, hopefully this comes to an end very soon because
Well, it should.
that
I
stuff is
blocked the phone
wild.
number and I blocked the email, so
There's
whatever.
a start.
Collections can come after me if this is a legit purchase because I didn't make it, so
Right.
I don't know.
45 funky ass dollars. Somebody need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Not here.
Mm-mm. Not over here.
No, you're not fooling me, bitches.
Right. She would not be fooled. Ugh. Wow. But anywho, jumping into what I have been dying to talk to you about.
Mm.
Again, folks that are listening and viewing, this goes back to Cassie and I being late bloomers for our show Married at First Sight. So
We're
we
not
do
late bloomers. It just was launched on Netflix, okay? We are on timers, thank you.
we're on timers with Netflix, but the season has been out. But we have finally started watching. Well, Cassie has finally started watching it because your girl here
Rude.
has already been on it. Okay,
Whatever.
I was just waiting for my slow co-host over here. So,
These episodes are long as fuck. Don't sit here and try to play me.
girl, I didn't try to play you. I just said you slow. Damn, we know the episodes are long. But, anyways, she still ain't caught up to me, and we're not going to talk about that part. What we're going to talk about is where are you at now in the show? So now I can finally have a conversation with you about this season.
Oh god. Well, this is gonna take some kind of
Oop.
remembering of the last thing that I watched. Um,
Oh, hell.
let's see. The last thing that I remember,
Should have took notes.
um, would be and now I have to remember people's names too, because you
All
won't
right.
get my little, like, insides.
I'll run
Um
them through if you need me to tell you the names.
oh, you know what? Okay, go for it. Do that.
All right. So we have Bao and Johnny. We
I
have
knew you were gonna start
Brett
with them.
and Ryan, which y'all, Brett and Ryan. Brett is the female if y'all haven't been watching. But you should only really be listening if you have watched because otherwise we're ruining something for you.
True.
And then we have Michaela and Zach. We have Gil and Mirla. And then
Mhm.
we also have Jose
Oh,
and
that one.
is it Rachel? Jose and Rachel?
I think so.
Ooh, yeah, Rachel. It's Rachel.
Okay,
Yep.
so those are the ones I was gonna start with, because though I remember them the most
Jose
recent.
and Rachel?
So, the last episode that I watched of those 2, they had just made up from her wanting to divorce him because she called him by another man's name.
Crickets. Cue in the crickets. So, can I just ask you?
Uh-oh.
Can I just ask you?
Okay.
Say this was a situation with you and your man.
Hmm.
How do you think your man would take that situation? And if you don't want to share that,
Mhm.
how do you think the situation should have been handled?
I think my man would be pissed just like I would be pissed if he ever decided to call me out my name. And I think that his reaction was totally normal and justified. Like, the only thing that was thinking is that, like, me and my man have been together for a significant amount of time, so if
Mhm.
that happened, that's, like, a huge issue, but, like,
Mhm.
these people have only been together for, like, 2, 3 weeks, so
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's, like, an excuse, but it's more of, like, acceptable in a way, like, as opposed to being with somebody for, like, a long time, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But, like, still not okay overall, and I'm not surprised by his reaction. I don't think he should have reacted that way, but I'm not surprised by it, and I wouldn't be mad at you for being mad that I called you by someone else's name, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Do you know the name that she called him?
No,
Okay.
I don't think. Oh, wait. Well, I don't know. I heard them say when the guys were talking about it that, like, she called him Johnny or whatever.
Right.
So, but is that Johnny in the show, or is that, like, a different Johnny? Like, you don't really know.
See, and that's where so my man and I we talked about this. Like we literally watched it and paused it and had a conversation. So
Okay.
because sometimes it gets to that point in the show where it's like, don't go any further. Pause it. Let's have a conversation about this because I'm just going to tell you nothing about that was right. So
Oh,
yes, she accidentally called him the wrong name. She called him Johnny, which is the name of a person that they have been hanging out with on numerous occasions.
Okay.
So you're that upset because you were called the wrong name. And it's not like she called him a name of somebody that none of us seen on the show. She called you the name of another cast member on the show.
But we don't know if that's who she was intending.
But you're going to be that mad.
Hell yeah.
That's wild. That's completely wild. And that's exactly why relationships don't work, because people want to jump the gun off of a one small incident when there are bigger things like his demeanor, how he handled the situation. Now, that's something to blow up about.
So wait, you're telling me for you and your situation, if that was to
Yeah,
happen, neither one of you would be upset about that?
we would have never reacted, neither one of us, because it's all about the context. It's all
No.
about
Yeah,
how
true.
the situation's going. As I said, if I'm
Uh,
being called or he's being called a name that is very unfamiliar, then that's going to raise a red flag. But when it's a name of someone around, it's not going to raise a red flag. It's just going to be like, oh, damn, like, how you call me the wrong name? And it's not like Johnny and Jose don't start with the same two letters on top of that.
hmm. I don't know. We definitely have different opinions on this one.
But it's also,
I'll be damned. I don't even care if my man called me Amanda. I will still
he would
smack him
have no
upside the
reason to
head.
call me Amanda, though. That's the thing.
I mean,
There's really
no,
no
but
reason.
I mean,
There's really no reason.
I
But
don't know.
she has a way better reason to call a Jose Johnny when Johnny is on the show with them. I find that shit to just be ridiculous that he acted like that. And then to lock her out of the apartment.
I mean, he claims it wasn't petty,
Y'all
but
know he was lying. Y'all know damn well he was
that was
lying.
hands down petty because ain't no reason why he had to do the deadbolt lock. He could have just locked the door as regular. Like you
He
knew the
could have
bitch
just
wasn't
checked.
at the house.
He could have just told her, "Hey, I'm about to lock the door. Come back. Where you at?" One of the something communication, right?
Yeah,
Because he has that Napoleon complex, and I may offend someone saying this, but he's a small dude, and sometimes they feel like they got to do extra shit to be a bigger person
true.
because they're not confident in who they are. Sometimes there are people who fall into that category. I'm not saying that for every short person,
Yeah,
but there are some guys like that because it's called what, the Napoleon complex.
yeah.
So he was just on some extra ass shit, and that alone just caused me to not like him. And I just want to say, every time they wanna film them kissing makes me wanna hurl.
Oh yeah.
It's
There.
the least attractive looking thing, and the way he kisses is like, I'm about to throw up on myself right now talking about it, okay?
Yeah. It's
Okay?
yeah.
Like, a fish.
But wait, but let me ask you though, so do you think it was okay for her to leave?
No, she did too much too, she didn't need to leave. That's the
Okay.
thing, people, like, which it's just a bad habit to have when you're in a situation you don't like and you leave, but
Mhm.
I feel like it's good that we see them with their genuine reactions or what seems like their genuine reactions to things,
Mhm.
but you are literally on a show to that you were on a show matched with someone to be your husband. Can you put in a little extra effort?
Well, yes. Some of them are not putting in the effort, but that will take us on to
Right.
our next couple.
Next.
Um,
Girl,
what the
where's
hell
my
are the
tea?
names
I'm over
again?
here
Oh,
just
the Brett
Brett and
and
Ryan.
yeah, that one. Ryan, he ain't put in no damn effort. That man is so
I have to like
interesting.
I have to catch myself because I have to remember where I am and where you are.
Yeah.
And
So the last thing with them that I remember, because I'll do that, so maybe it'll like help
please, let
with
me
your
spill all
timeline.
these beans over here. Ooh,
Um,
child.
so he had left, I believe, for like a couple of days or whatever, and
Mm,
then he came back and then he did like the whole like scavenger hunt thing with her to like kind of like
which was
produce
nice.
some kind of an effort, which is like the first time in a month that he actually. So, okay, well that will help you. So I'm like right where they're starting to like celebrate their like 30 days. So, I
Okay.
haven't
I
seen them.
partially remember some stuff, but
Yeah.
your girl is far.
I'm sure you are. So for them, that's kind of like where I'm at. Like he's starting to realize that like, hey, like she's my wife, so like let me
Hmm.
try to put an effort.
Hmm.
Whereas she's been putting in the effort, like she's all about it, and he's kind of the one that's like a little, standoffish.
Right. Yeah. When it's funny, I thought she was going to be the one to be way more standoffish from how
Yeah.
she was initially. And now to kind of see the roles reverse, I feel a bit surprised because I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting it to go that way.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't prepared for it to go that way. Random, but I really wonder if Ryan and his sister are twins because the two of them look just alike and it's weird. You're gonna see more of her, but it's weird. Like you're gonna have to
Okay.
pay attention to that. Like she's like he's literally his sister with man hair on his face.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, like even their teeth are very similar. Like
Mhm.
they look a lot alike, and I'm just like, are they twins and just not telling us because
Well, and
there's it's too much.
speaking of that, I feel like the other ones that we just talked about, Jose and
Hmm.
Rachel, I feel like they look like they're related.
They kind of look related, and that's annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he gives more like, which he's probably Mexican too, but he gives me more of like Spaniard, Spain vibes rather
Mhm.
than Mexican. Like she definitely looks like she's Mexican,
Yeah.
but he gives me a little more Spaniard, Spain vibes. But they do have too much of a similarity
Yeah, I think
to
so. My
them.
boyfriend's like, "I don't see it," but I'm like, I don't know.
Right. And he need to calm his little ass down because I'm sure Rachel would stomp his ass out if she had to. I'm just gonna say.
I don't
I
think
I
she
s-
would.
I
She's
see it in her.
the one that leaves, so I don't know.
Watch more, you'll see.
I will.
Um, but Brett and Ryan, I feel like they would be a good like they're I feel like together they look like a good couple.
They do, yeah. So
Hmm.
I'm hopeful that he'll, like, actually start trying because I do think that they're kind of, like, cute together, so
Right. And I always wondered like when because I don't have any girlfriends that have a name that is unisex.
mhm.
So, which myself, I wouldn't really consider Brett as a unisex name. I would just consider that as more of like a guy's name.
Man, yeah.
But I just wonder how that has been living her life. And, she dates guys. So it's like Ryan and Brett, like, because Ryan is another name that can be used for
Yeah,
women as well. So it's like,
right.
oh, you have to like tell who's tell people who's who, like, oh, my wife, my husband, so and so. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. Because you really couldn't tell with names like that. Just random thought. But yeah, I think they would be a pretty good looking couple. Like, but we'll see how things go for them.
yeah, or at least I will.
I'm still watching
Um,
too. I didn't finish.
that's true. Alright, so who's next? Then we have, trying to
Zach
figure
and
out, like, how I
Michaela.
wanna, like, order this.
Oh, my bad.
Wait,
There's
who?
Zach and
Oh, no,
Michaela,
no, no, I
Bao
wanna
and
save
Johnny.
them there, I'm saving them for last.
Okay.
So
And Gil and Mirla.
okay, we'll go with them for now.
Okay.
So the last thing that I remember is that she actually finally kissed him, so
Ooh.
congrats to you, girl,
What was that
because
season episode 7, 8?
anyways.
No, I'm not saying for you. I'm talking about in the case of her.
Oh, well, yeah. Um, but because I think that she does actually like him, and
Hmm.
for them, I think that they're very interesting because she is a particular person who is
Diva.
very divalicious, and she's very difficult. And there's a certain kind of man that can deal with her, and I think that's why she's on the show and why she's single because ain't no man can deal with her.
She requires a lot.
She does. But I think
She,
that he is a good match for her because he has a whole lot of patience, which is something that she needs.
he has a lot I was just saying that today. He has a lot of patience and respect. I
Yeah.
think the fact that he has both is what makes him a better person to be matched with her.
Yeah.
Just the patience alone, I feel like, is not sufficient. The fact that you can tell he's a very respectful person helps the situation as well.
Right.
But ladies, are y'all like how long are y'all waiting to kiss a man for the first time? A man, and it doesn't even have to be a man that you got onto a TV show and married to, but just when someone new that you're dating, like the man you're with now, how long did it take you to actually kiss him? Because homegirl was in it for like what, a month and then finally kissed him?
Yeah. The whole thing is like I understand like, your respect and her like values and morals and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, but I think that
Mm-hmm.
she was definitely thinking about it like way too much and took
Yeah,
way too long for
dragged it
something
out.
as simple as I know kisses are like intimate, but
Definitely.
for something as simple as a kiss though, like I just feel like it was blown way out of proportion. And the fact that he's
Mm-hmm.
patient enough to just say that like I won't divorce you if I just get
Mhm.
a kiss. Like, he's not talking about having sex with her, like, none of this,
Right.
like, extra stuff, being freaky or
Right.
crazy, like, he's like, "I just wanna have that affection and, like, know that, like, you like me," and,
Right.
you
Feel
know
some physical chemistry.
yeah. So, that whole thing was just, like, interesting, but I also do think that being on the show is a part of the reason why she's being more cautious,
Mhm.
because so
Her
many people are
image.
seeing this and, yeah, the image and all of that, so, like, I get it from that standpoint, but
Mhm.
you're now married, so the game kinda changes a little bit, you know?
Right. How do you feel about, like, do you feel like she really matches that high maintenance vibe that she has? Because I feel like, okay, she likes to spend money and have nice things, but I feel like she's really not like fashionable or anything like that. Like she's kind of plain Jane, but just likes to spend cash,
Yeah,
which
so
is fine. Spend the cash, especially if she's making the money and has the money, spend it. But it's like you doing the most, and you're still kind of like not matching the standard you call yourself to be in.
yeah. So I thought that was interesting, I picked up on that too, like, she definitely does, like, the nicer and finer things of life, but she has no, like, sense of style
Yeah,
or
she has no good taste.
yeah. So I thought
Like,
that was
damn,
kinda
girl.
wild, but I give her all the respect in the world because at least, we don't know the details, but, like, the way she made it come across is that,
Mhm.
she does spend this money way more than, I think you should on items as frequently as she does, but
Right.
she still has, like, a savings, and she's able to, like, hold her own while also doing what she likes to, so
Absolutely.
more
Absolutely.
power to you for that. Because like, if she was, like, in debt and, like, all this, like, crazy shit, like, that would be a
Like most of
different
America.
problem. Exactly, but since she's able to really stand on her own 2 feet and still have, like, a
Mhm.
savings and stuff, like, girl, go do
Mhm.
what you want to, go live the lifestyle that you want to, like, there's nothing wrong with
Right.
liking nice things,
No, there
um
isn't at all.
but she's just so, like, stubborn. She's not willing
Mhm.
to compromise in things that I think that she should be now that she's in a relationship, so
Mhm.
that's
Yeah, she's
concerning, but
not she's rough around the edges. It's just not easy to work with. And he's so easygoing.
yeah.
He's so easygoing. He's mad chill, mad relaxed. I just I don't know, like, and I'm not saying this based off of anything I've seen either because I still haven't gotten to the end.
Yeah.
But when I was watching and was around that point of their 1 month anniversary, I'm like, I would just laugh if he just decides in the end to not,
Yeah.
like, even after her kissing him and everything,
Mhm.
because I wonder how much that's really taking out of him to maintain.
Yeah.
Because even though he's doing it, doesn't mean that it's easy for him to do.
Right. Right.
And it's hard to tell because like I said, he's such an easygoing person. But I thought it was cute. I'm sure you've seen the part she got to talk to his mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did see
Yeah, I
that.
thought that was cute and nice. Him and his mom cracking jokes, calling her bougie and stuff.
Yeah.
But I love how the two of them joke with each other too, Mirla and Gil. I
Yeah.
like how that's a part of their relationship, and neither of them are like sour about it.
Yeah, they
They
don't get
understand
offended.
that it's joking. There is some seriousness behind it, but it's still like poking fun. But
Playful,
their
yeah.
way of communicating, yeah.
Mhm.
So I like that for them. I like
Totally
that.
agree. Yeah. So, I like them. I'm interested to see, like, where that goes.
And she was not a fan of his dog. I don't know how I would have handled that if I still had Chewy.
Yeah, that part's a little interesting. She's like, "I'm not walking a dog. I don't like slobber." He's like, "Okay, I'll figure out how to, like, make sure my dog doesn't slobber." Like, what the hell do you
Right.
expect
Like
him to do? Like, I don't know. And
it's
it's
like
like,
marrying
okay
someone with a child.
exactly, like, what are you gonna do when you have kids? Like, you like, "Don't spit up on me?" Like
Right. Don't drool, baby. Hold it all in your mouth. I know you're teething and you have 6 teeth coming in at the same time, but don't you drop
right.
an ounce of drool on my outfit. Not on
Yeah.
my new lashes. Your lashes don't even look that great either. Damn. Anyways, let me not.
Alright, so on to Johnny and Bao. Um, let me just say, first of all, the most weird couple that there could ever be, but
You think?
yes, hands down. They're just so, like, quirky, like, I don't
Did
know.
you watch this season with Amani and Woody?
I did, but
So
they're
you think they're
nowhere
more
near
quirky than Amelia and Bennett?
no, not more no one can be more
Okay, because I'm
quirky
like,
than them.
girl,
No.
if you see
But they're
it.
just I don't know, they're just something else. But let me just say the fact how my man was so ready to, like, just up and leave and, like, do his little running thing after, like, a few weeks or whatever. But then the minute this man got the booty, he completely did a 180, changed his tune, and now he is so smitten and in love with this girl. Like, just to see his attitude change once he
Girl,
got the goods is like so funny to me to watch.
toxic,
Oh, it's hilarious.
toxic energy. I listen, I honestly don't have much to say about them.
No,
And
like there's
I'm
a lot.
like, and because of myself being about twice as far as you are in the season is what's causing me to not say much. But what I will
Okay.
say is that actually, I don't know if I can say it. Did they have any troubles that you've seen?
I mean,
Did you
they've
see them
had
talk to Pastor Cal?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, they've had like their troubles, but the last thing I've seen is when they're blindfolding each other and like doing their sex dice on each other.
All right. Well, I'm
So
just not
they're
gonna say much on them then. But
still like in a good place, but I feel like it can go either way because she is like super like weird but like accommodating, and
hmm
he is just so ready to run because that's just like what he's done all throughout his like relationship history. So I
that's
can
what happened
definitely
to him.
yeah, so I can see it going either way. I feel like they can have like really good like highs and then they can have like some super lows. So
hmm
I don't know. It'll be interesting because anything he doesn't like or whenever she tries to like give him constructive criticism, he is not a fan.
Soft.
Yeah.
The thing is, and again, this was another pause the show and let's have a conversation with my man. Which just so you know, he does most of the pausing. It's not really me.
Oh,
So
well, my man just talks through it.
well, he will, but we have realized that we need to press that pause button because Amanda cannot hear both the TV and the man at the same time, and it
A
gets
lot.
really frustrating because only one of us have seen the season before, so he just
That's
thinks that
true.
he could talk his way through it. But he
Sorry.
is so kind to me, he's decided that pausing is better for the both of us. Um, but Johnny's situation is a classic case for many people where his dad left his family
Mhm.
when he was a kid. So running away is something that he's used to seeing
Mhm.
and apparently doing. So it's just, he finds it to be okay. He's not trying to be very different than his dad, and it seems like he's not seeing it from that perspective
Yeah.
where he's so okay to run away. And then on top of it, he needs like he's just really needy. Like that's just what he is, so needy because and also too, his mom didn't tell him that she loves him and stuff like that. He said that.
Mhm.
So he just needs so much from a partner and it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
But I say this to say for us as people to look at ourselves and our relationships with our parents and our family members, or even very importantly, our past relationships romantically, because those are things that can hinder our new or current relationships.
Handshake.
And that, we have to be mindful of to have success.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, I feel like Homeboy needed some therapy before getting onto the show
Yeah.
because he runs at the slightest thing. And
Yeah.
it's a bit sickening and it's annoying. And it's like, bro, there are two rooms in your people's apartments. Why are these people leaving? But like in every season, people are like, oh, I'm going back to my house. There's two rooms in the
Yeah.
place.
That's true.
I- if you were an actual couple, like without the TV show, if you were an actual couple living together,
Yeah.
where are you going?
Right. Yeah. I don't
In
know.
your
That's
one
wild.
bedroom unit?
Yeah.
In most cases, some have two bedrooms, right?
Right.
You have a two bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just it's frustrating to watch them for me.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Well, now moving on to Michaela and what's his name?
Whoo, Zach.
What's his name? Oh,
Toxic asses.
can I just say that bitch is crazy. She is
You
crazy
haven't seen
as fuck.
anything yet.
And he needs to run for his life because that bitch. is crazy.
You haven't seen anything yet.
I don't even
That's
I can't even imagine. That bitch is wild.
Do you, like, actually listen to him when he talks, Zach?
Of course, yeah. He has his own issues, but she's crazy.
He doesn't know how to convey himself properly.
No, not at all.
And the further you get along in the season, the more frustrating it's going to get. That's all I'm going to say. Because the man does not, like, he says one thing and he means something different, but you have to be standing from the outside and watching an episode to be able to understand what he's trying to say. So I actually kind of feel for her because she's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
dealing with someone who doesn't like you're like a second grader trying to speak for yourself. Like it's not working out too well, my boy. It's not working out too well.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see why she's confused at times because he's very confusing.
Confusing.
Yeah. He keeps going
Yes.
back and forth to where like, "Oh, I can't do this." And then he's like, "Well, let's go on a date together." And then she'll be like, "Well, I'm not feeling like this is like working out." And he's like, "What do you mean it's not working out? I thought we were fine." She's like, "You just told me yesterday that like you don't see a future with me." So,
My man said it's because of the sex.
yeah, he's like,
That's what it is, because you know she put it on him the first night.
"Oh yeah, definitely."
Like
So,
that girl, wow.
yeah. They give me vibes of the other two crazies from last season. What the hell?
Oh, Chris and Paige?
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-mm. No. Not no. I'm just gonna say no. But it's just they're I can understand with that, with it being based off of sex. Yes, I can see that type of vibe of Chris and Paige. But um yeah, you'll see. You'll see. That's all I can say about them. I really wanted to root for them, but then when I seen her spaz like that,
Yeah, no, she's crazy. And no reason. You're talking about the thing where he like left in the morning.
yeah, which also could have been fully avoided, but
I mean, it could have been, but at the same time, if I tell you I hate to be woken up, don't wake me up in the morning, and then he tiptoes out of the house to make sure he doesn't wake her up, like, can you really be that mad about it?
that mad, no. Not that
Like,
mad.
that bitch is crazy.
Slightly yes, but
I
my
mean,
thing
yeah.
is, so you're going to stay home, Zach. You were out late because you wanted to stay home to make sure your dog fell asleep.
Mhm. Um, was that
Don't
really?
dogs just go to sleep when they freaking feel like going to sleep? Like you need to sit with your dog to make sure your dog. And what dog falls asleep and lets you walk out the house while they're sleeping? I'm just curious because I know when my little Chewy was alive, that dog, he would be sleep. He would have one eye open to see where I'm going, and if I'm going anywhere near the front door, he's getting up and coming there. So you went home, Zach, to make sure your dog went to bed. That for me, that was the part that bothered me. So
Uh,
that's why you didn't sleep there with her, or you got there late because you wanted to tuck your dog in. What?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand. And then yeah, like you said, don't she doesn't want to be, bothered while she's sleeping. So yes, she had to pick her battles on that one, but I still would have sent a text personally.
I mean, yes
It's
and
it's
no, but
crazy times. He could have got kidnapped. Just saying.
uh, I mean, that's a
Is
little
it?
much, but
Mm,
but I mean, at the same time though, like there's no reason for you to outburst like that and then pack up your shit and leave. Like
exactly.
especially after the fact that she just said when I'm in like an argument or whatever, I don't leave. Like that's not who I am as a person. Like, bitch.
Exactly. But you know what? Again, another case, it's we as people have to take better care of ourselves before we try to pull other people into our shit.
I mean,
Because she had a terrible situation with her dad, right? And she's not mentally there right now because she's still healing. And now she's trying to bring someone else into her life to be her protector, to be what her dad was for her,
yeah.
and the slightest thing is not right and she blows up, and it's like, you're not ready to be on this show because you still have more stuff you need to do. You still have to be able to differentiate the two and understand that no man is ever going to be the same for you as your dad or fully fill those shoes.
Yeah.
There's no reason to act like that.
No,
But apparently that's just how she was because what did her sisters call her? Hurricane K or something
oh,
like that.
I don't know.
In the beginning, yeah, in the beginning, her sisters called her that.
Mm,
So
I don't know.
yeah, she got a lot of sisters, by the way. Just saying.
She she crazy.
Yeah. So,
That's all
but
I
I'm not gonna say too much on them because again, I'm further than you are,
Yeah.
and bruh,
Maybe you shouldn't have done that, Miss Amanda.
maybe you should move faster, Miss Kelsey.
Maybe you should communicate with me and say,
Bitch, I told you I
"Hey,
started the season.
okay," and I started it the next day.
I think you started it 2 days after I started.
Nope, it was the next day. We talked about it
Either
on Thursday, and I started it on Friday.
and I started it on Wednesday, biatch. So 2 days after I
You have
started.
time to sit there and watch an episode every day?
Yeah, for the most part, not every day, but I can squeeze it in.
I
Am I giving it my fully undivided attention? No, not necessarily. I am still doing like planning for birthday, and I have two birthdays coming up that I'm planning for, and I have photo shoot in between and things like that. So I'm not giving it my fully undivided attention. I honestly am not that good at watching TV like that, to be honest. TV or a movie, really hard for me to give my full undivided attention.
Mm,
However, I have made time because I don't go to bed at a reasonable hour, okay?
mm.
There is
Alright, well, there's that.
that's the secret as to how I've gotten so far. All right, y'all. I don't
We
go to
just
bed
gonna
at
leave that right there.
I don't go to bed at a good time. All right.
Uh, mm.
But I
Alright.
do look forward to being able to speak more on this with you because it's just more interesting as you get further along.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So I'm gonna need you to, like, hold your horses while I, like, catch up.
That's fine.
Because
That's fine.
yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna take me, but I'll get there.
Yeah, no, honestly, when it comes to a show like this, I do try to bang it out as quickly as possible. One, because I do tend to forget things
Mhm.
easily as to what happened in the show, and
Yeah.
I already have to rewind from falling asleep. So I I really don't want to have to keep doing that too often. So
Yeah,
I try to get through it as fast as possible because I go through spurts of watching a show and then not watching anything and then watching a show and not watching anything. So
gotcha.
yeah, that's just what that is. I don't watch TV that often, y'all. Don't get the wrong picture here.
Well, I think that picture's a little confusing, but
That's fine.
But alright, yeah. So once we finish the episode or when we've watched a few more episodes and have some more updates, we will be sure to let you guys know our thoughts on it because it's a very interesting show, as you can imagine. So if you guys aren't watching, make sure that you do so you can join us in this conversation because let me tell you,
Yes.
it's interesting.
Yes. Very, very. And again, we're wrapping up another episode with y'all. We look forward until the next one.
Yes, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.